What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. The link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled Coddling Sons or Sabotaging Sons. Parenting. You know, single mother parenting about sons. You say, even mothers say they can't teach a boy to be a man. But part of this kind of like Willie Lynch-ish type of parenting where you coddle the boys and you tell the girls that, you know, that they need to go get theirs, they can't depend on a man. Are you coddling the boys because you're trying to protect them, or because you have an issue with men, you're sabotaging them while they're boys so they can have all these mental roadblocks as they become adults, so they can be the very thing that you set them out to be? And why I ask that question is this: if you have a son and a daughter, and you coddle your son to make sure he doesn't have to strive for excellence, but you push your daughter to strive for excellence, and you push her saying you can't depend on, because you can't depend on men, you're making your son the very type of man that a woman can't depend on. At the very same time, you're teaching your daughter that she can't depend on men, so she got to go get it. And I know people know better. I know they know that this, oh, I'll do it the best I can. I didn't know what I was doing. Really? If you didn't know what you was doing, then you wouldn't have raised your daughters to not depend on men, or to say men are unreliable, right? You know, and they're always gonna let you down. But you raised them to be the type of person that will let a person down, because you raised them not to strive for excellence. See, if you're coddling your boys and your sons because you're not at the PTA meetings checking on the education of your sons, that's the thing. You know, you don't care about them being scientists and architects and doctors and lawyers. That's not, look at, you know, a lot of these mothers nowadays, they're not trying to raise a future anything. You get what I'm saying? Oh, my baby is going to be a, no. Normally, these young boys figure out what they want to be, and they're left to their own devices to be that on their own. You know, people come around and say, oh, they did X, Y, and Z. Oh, my baby did that, and you want to take credit for that, but you never push for this. That you don't push for these boys to be in academia, to be scholars. You know, to be builders of a society, to think like a developer or a builder, to think like a king. So are you coddling them or are you sabotaging them? Because the reason I ask that also is because when these young boys start thinking and processing information and starting to exude masculine traits and masculine logic and masculine ways of interacting with the world that everybody else, that all other men are taught how to do, you sabotage them doing that. You cut them off at the knees because I don't want you to be oh, aggressive or violent. I'm protecting you. Are you really protecting them? Because you're teaching these daughters to be violent and aggressive. Matter of fact, overly violent and overly aggressive. But you're not. But you don't think that to the point where they're going out as young women, putting themselves in issues like there are a lot of young black women who are missing. Okay. And it's something that I thought about because you tell the girls, you know, girls mature faster than boys. And what winds up happening is you have girls, because you've, you know, quote unquote, empowered them so much, when they're teenage girls, they think they're the equivalent to an adult man. Because I mature faster than the boys. These are boys, and I'm a 14-year-old grown woman. I know everything. I know what I'm doing. I can hang out with these grown men because, you know, I'm 14 and he's 24, but maturity level, we're the same. And then your daughter come up missing. But you don't know why. Tell you, you know, speaking on that also, I gotta ask the question because in this coddling, you stamp out functional behavior. You know, a young boy has a good work ethic. You stump out his work ethic. But is that coddling or is that sabotaging? Because, oh, I'm looking for a hard-working man, but y'all are stumping out these guys, these little boys to be hard-working men, to have a work ethic. You don't see a problem with that. So is that coddling or sabotaging? You know, because if they were hardworking, then that would mean they would achieve things. You know, they would actually learn things and learn how to operate in the world, because their hard work in itself means that they're disciplined to something. You know, are you sabotaging, coddling, or sabotaging? Because if you want to send these boys off to, you know, you want to send them to the military. Oh, not my baby. They gonna make my baby a killer. They might make him a pilot. And then he come home, oh, that's my child. How is it if you send if your kid decides to go to the military? You really can't send them. They decide to go into the military, and they're a boy and your baby, and they come back a grown man, and you've had them for 18 years, and they had them for like 2. See, is that coddling or sabotaging? Because you would say the military is like, we ain't got time to play with you. We're not gonna coddle you. We're gonna give you some skills, and we ain't gonna fight with you about this. We're gonna force these skills down your throat. And that's what happens. So you see these guys turn around real fast because they start operating like men. And, you know, and under that circumstance, they don't, the military doesn't stump out being a male or a man. Same thing with sports. It doesn't stump out male aptitude or assertiveness or aggressiveness. It doesn't. And you wind up seeing these young boys getting in these male-dominated spaces. This part of, you know, and the reason I say this is because you don't have to be in sports or the military. Look what happens, you know, when guys go around STEM. Most of these mothers don't know about science, don't know about technology, don't know about engineering, and don't know about mathematics. And they're not interested in getting their sons involved with that. They just want them to make money. And if they want them to make money, you know. So you're creating a very man that you're creating these no good men by coddling them as boys. But I gotta ask, you know, are you low key doing this because you're sabotaging? Here's the other thing. Even if people like give up kids or have abortions. You know, you got to ask these women, if you had a if you was gonna have an abortion, you found out you was having a girl or a boy, which one would you most likely abort? I will bet you they say the boy. If you gave up your kid for adoption, which one would you most likely give up first, the boy or the girl? I will bet the boy. So this is not coddling to a degree. I think it's sabotaging under the guise of coddling. Just my opinion. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.